the sentiment is interesting. I kind of go from bullish. I've been pretty much a constant bullish since January 6th, to be exact. The date, though, we're taking it back. We're taking back the date, and we're going to make that pop culture the date of perhaps the test pump for PulseChain. Maybe that's the date now. Maybe that's what we know it by. Maybe that's what it'll go down as a footnote. References on Wikipedia maybe one day as the day that PulseChain started glory, but nobody really realized or knew it. Or maybe it won't. Maybe it totally won't. But I would like to think that will be a pretty cool pivotal date in the upcoming rocket to the moon. If when it happens, of financial advice, I have no idea. But I think that since then, it really gave us a lot of material to talk about, especially, going on other people's channels and, talking, look at other live streams and otherwise, to say, hey, look at the green candles on PulseChain. Pay attention. Look at this stuff. And I was listening to somebody this morning too. It makes a lot of interesting, especially analysis of hex. You keep saying, oh, we got to pump this thing to the moon. It's got to go up. It's hard to keep credibility when you just tell people just keep waiting. It'll go up. All that stuff when they don't see green candles. And I mean, there's no real explanation otherwise anyways. It's kind of like at a certain point, I think that's what's helped me during the bear market too. I kind of fall back to belief at a certain point, and not in a coping way. Like, I've heard all the arguments. I know all the objective analysis of it. I know that, that's how you stay in something that goes down forever, right? Like, you can make all these other counterpoints too. But I think the difference between, the money maximalist side and the, dare I say, rich heart maximalist, just the hexaco side, let's say it like that, because I think that's more encompassing of the feeling and the ability to dig a little deeper, to lean on to something when the prices aren't up. They've been up recently, but not up, relatively speaking, the last few years or last couple of years. I think that's was pretty solid to lean upon, just because I believe in Richard, his mission, all this stuff. And I think even when the price wasn't going to the moon, it didn't, PulseChain didn't launch mid-May 2022, all this stuff that we've been through. There was still something to do and something to lean on and something to look forward to and a lot of work to do. And to be a part of, what I've described as a movement like this before, it's pretty cool. A lot of people come here, I tweeted this today, a lot of people come here to do their life's work, or at least a part of it. I look at Alex from Hedron, I look at Dipcatcher and Gold Key, and all the people building on the ecosystem, have been building on Hex for a long time, and of course PulseChain here too. And there's a whole spectrum of which one is more selfless and selfish, and pros and cons and risk factors and all this stuff, which one actually has onboard potential and which ones don't, and all these different debates. But in general, I like to see people, I like to be surrounded by people who believe in something more than, at least in the short term, number go up. And that's what makes me bullish on this ecosystem more than anything else. There's so many different verticals. I mean, we could literally do a whole stream of the different reasons you could be bullish on PulseChain ecosystem and all this stuff, regardless of what the market sentiment, regardless of what the market prices and stuff are today. But I think that's something that I've really leaned upon in the bear market before. And I continue to lean upon when there isn't constant green candles as of now. Maybe one day there will be constant green candles, or at least an oscillation. Nobody said we're out of an uptrend. I hear nothing but people calling for an explosion any moment. So they all could be wrong, but what if they're right? And what if you get out right when the going gets hardest, or right when you've been given a little bit of hope, and now you're distracted by some other shiny object in another ecosystem otherwise. And that's the feeling, human psychology thing too. I think people are more afraid or try to avoid losing money more than doing something that makes a lot of money. So I think that's what keeps a lot of people out of crypto in general, especially in, what you could evaluate as riskier assets than Bitcoin and Ethereum and all the mainstream stuff, such as Hex and PulseChain and so on, is being afraid, and I'll get into asymmetric upside and stuff in a minute, but being afraid that you're going to lose rather than seeing the upside and the amazing things you could do if you win. And it's almost like being afraid of losing overcomes the will to win in a lot of people. And I think the people who are in this ecosystem who have been here for a long time and just won't give up, maybe they're just wired differently. Maybe they literally either see further, they optimize towards different character traits that they believe in and principles and stuff. And they see a place where they believe that their time, energy, capital will compound in an upward trajectory, if not now, but in the future. So when I see people building, again, I don't know what this ecosystem would look like without the big ones. I mean, maybe it would just evolve into like a meme, just like a meme pump and dump group type of thing. I'm not saying meme coins are bad or any of that stuff. I'm just saying in general, I think you need, maxis of every kind. You need the, I don't know. It'd be cool to like see like a cartoon. How do you draw this? You call them sages? Do you call them like, it's almost like, what is the place where they study stuff? It's like in Game of Thrones and other, mythology stuff too. This is not the Sentinel. And chat, help me out with this word. God, I forget what it is. But a place where they store all the knowledge. There's some parallels that to, I think, ecosystems too, where they hold the foundational core values above all else. And I think you need a little bit of everything. You need the city. You need the people who come here and take a lot of risks. You need the people who come in here and don't want to take a lot of risks and just want to stick to certain products and otherwise. But I really think that everyone bringing their talents, bringing their hopes, bringing their abilities, and building towards something a lot of times without expectation of gain. I mean, literally, I don't know how many things I've done where it's like, I do nothing but lose money half the time, but I believe the future is brighter. So I'm okay hemorrhaging here and there, making content with my time, with my money, with otherwise, because I believe in a brighter future for it. So will I be correct? I don't know. I think it's unreasonable that this ecosystem doesn't achieve glory. And that's what I'll fall back on. I think it's unreasonable that it doesn't happen. There is no certainty, but it's unreasonable that it won't happen. And that's good enough for me. And I can have fun along the way. The journey to glory can be as valuable or nearly as valuable as the destination as well. So yeah, I just want to talk about that for a minute too, because I think we get caught up in the price, we get caught up in the what's Richard going to do, or all these games and stuff being played. I think it's important not to forget the principles of outside of making money. Like everyone here wants to make money, like me too, right? But I don't know, it just feels so shallow to me, just having that as the primary focus of the thing that I would always look to, the thing I would make every decision by. I don't know, maybe call me a creative type, or I don't know. I like to think I have some investment acumen as well, but I don't know. I like it better this way than if, I was only here for, and you can have both. That's the thing. You can have both. Like I can both be here for, I don't want to say the tech, but that's the joke, right? Or the meme. I can be here for the tech. I can be here for the art. I can be here for the community, and I can be here for the price go up. And you don't have to like rank them in any descending order. You can just be here and hopefully you thrive. That's what a lot of us are looking forward to.